Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michaela Peters. I'm going to try and do this video while the baby is sleeping because it's about 11 a.m., which is not a time that I am personally normally asleep anyway. Well, it's actually kind of a lie because the month prior to me giving birth, I kept waking up at a weird hour and then going back to sleep at like 8 and then sleeping till 12. So actually normally I would be asleep, but we actually didn't sleep that badly. She got up like 3 times, I think, and then it's usually like change, diaper, feed, sleep. And the night feedings are actually okay, with the exception of the one that I had in the hospital, are not that long. I feel like they're only like 15 to 30 minutes, and then she falls back asleep, and then it's like done. But yeah, I guess one of the things that I kind of want to talk about today is this concept of like being a parent is hard. The thing, though, that I think people often forget to mention with things that are hard is that they're often very rewarding. Okay, yeah, then they just like make noises and nothing's really wrong, but that happens too. So, I'm going to share an interesting story. One time when I was 15 years old and I used to go to a therapist because my parents were getting divorced and it was very hard. And my dad's like, I don't know what to do with this. Go see a therapist. And I was like, I don't want to have kids. Like, I was dead set on never having kids at the age of 15 because I was like, the teenage phase. My life is so terrible. Why did my parents bring me into the world to suffer? And, like, I wish I wasn't here. Why would I want to bring somebody else into this terrible place? Honestly, then my sister was born, and that was a whole thing, was like, once your sister's born, you're going to be able to understand how you feel about that, and like, it did change everything for me. But really, honestly, like, having a child and then understanding that somebody else had to go through this for me to be here, like, really made me like care more about my own mom. Like, I don't know if care is the right word, but like maybe like respect or appreciate more than I ever have before. And it's like, yes, it's like a very small like blip of time in somebody's life to give birth, but like it is just, it's terrible. Like, I just can't stop saying it's terrible. But yeah, like the whole like the birth thing, like that was legitimately hard. Now the parts about like being a parent is hard. So yes, and this was the thing that I said to the therapist, well, raising a kid seems like a lot of work, and she's like, well, you like work, so. And I was like, true. The other thing she said to me is 95% of the population needs to be told to work harder. You are the 5% that needs to be told to work less hard. Perhaps still true. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So my point is, like, raising a kid, like, okay, the raising part and the whole teaching them morals and values, like, we're not there yet, right? Like, we're in the eat, sleep, poop phase. But my whole point is, like, yeah, it's annoying not being able to sleep through the night, but, like, I haven't been able to sleep through the night, like, the whole time I was pregnant and even before that because I was, like, freaking out about my housing thing. So it really does not feel that different. Also, there's like a purpose with you waking up in the middle of the night instead of just to freak out. So that's actually kind of weirdly rewarding because it's like, oh, the baby's awake, poopy diaper time. Like, that's all it is. Yeah, so there's that. But, like, people are like, oh, it's going to be so hard. Oh, you need help. Like, I think the harder part is sometimes like trying to shovel down food because I'm trying to eat and I don't know how long she's going to be asleep, and it's like it's kind of hard to like plan things at this point, especially because the breastfeeding routine is not established. Like, I'm pretty sure that like once that happens, it gets to be a lot easier. But yeah, I mean, so far it's just like very rewarding because you're like, okay, I went through this really hard process, like, again, both the pregnancy and the birth, to get this small baby human, and like the baby's very cute, and then sometimes I'm just staring at the baby and I'm like, wow, so cute. And then, you just do some work. It's like poopy diaper, feed. The feeding thing, I know it's going to get easier, but it does suck at the beginning. Now I understand. Like, it's uncomfortable and it hurts, and then eventually I think it stops hurting. And at first it wasn't hurting, but like now it's getting more aggressive and it is hurting. The other thing that's like another interesting kind of like discussion. So I know that the whole reason, somebody commented this, that the baby box exists in Finland is to prevent what we call in the US SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. But yeah, then there's always the like, you're thinking about the kid all the time, like subconsciously. Sudden infant death syndrome because they're supposed to sleep separately from you. So like the co-sleeping thing is a big debate, and I originally really didn't want to co-sleep, but honestly, it's just so much easier, especially while you're breastfeeding. And yeah, so basically my baby is sleeping with me. I'm already like pretty used to sleeping in the bed with small objects. small living objects. I mean, because my dogs used to sleep in the bed with me. So I'm kind of used to the whole, like, you can't move around thing. Also, my bed is small. So, yeah. But I did put her in the box for the first time yesterday for a nap, but then also I let her sleep her first hour alone in the box. And basically, what I discovered was she will stay asleep longer if she's next to me in the bed. So that's just easier. And then what else have I learned? I think the other thing is, like, because they're inside of you for 9 months, they like still think they're part of you. So like they don't like to be far from you. So sometimes, like, if she's sleeping, like right now, like even though I'm in the same room, I'm not like right next to her. The problem that's going to happen is that at some point she's going to realize I'm not right there, and she's going to wake up and start crying, because this happened yesterday. And then I'm going to have to go pick her up, and she may not even need anything. It's just she wants to be near me. So this is why baby carriers exist. So yeah, all those things are happening. But overall, like, it is work, but I wouldn't say it's hard work, if that makes sense. Like, one thing somebody said to me that I really appreciated before I gave birth was like, you've done a lot of really hard things. This should be a cakewalk. And I mean, the birth itself was definitely not a cakewalk, but I still appreciated the sentiment. But yeah, but the taking care of the baby thing, like, it's work, but it's not like that's why you have maternity leave, so you can like get used to this. Because like honestly, I think that's the whole thing, is it does take about 2 months to establish breastfeeding or something. So that's the whole reason why you're supposed to have like that time off. Somebody was also asking about time off in the U.S. Like, yeah, I have approximately like 3 months off, which it's low, but then I have another like 2 months that I can kind of disperse throughout the year, which I did that intentionally because I want to use them for like vacations or something. In case I want to take the baby to like go see other family in other parts of the U.S. So that was, again, intentionally why I did that. Also, though, I work from home, so like it's easy enough for me to like feed the baby while I'm working. But also, like, I will utilize family help slash daycare if and when I'm in Finland for parts of the time. But I'm technically on a maternity leave for my PhD program for 1 year, so I'm like kind of not really worried about that right now. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. But like, anyway, my point is, it's like people are like, oh, it's so hard. This is rude, but I'm like, maybe it's hard if you're lazy. No, I mean, it's work. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just that, like, I've done a lot of things that are harder than this. Like, doing research for a PhD, I mean, it's not like super hard, because my theme is not like super hard in my opinion, but like, there's probably more work and more stressful than taking care of a child. I'd say the only stressful part is like this establishing breastfeeding thing, and they get very frustrated because they like can't get the food out as quickly as they want, and then they start crying. Like, that part is stressful, but otherwise it's like the crying is just like an indicator that you need to respond to like a cue, which is like, it's literally only like 5 things, as I've learned. So it's either like change diaper, eat food, be held, go to sleep. Sometimes they need like movement instead of just being held. Sometimes they need to be burped. Okay, it's like 6 things, but whatever. I can't even like think of another one. Oh, or like temperature, like hot or cold or something. I think that happens too, because there have been times where she'll get really fussy, and then I realize like she's too hot, because air conditioning doesn't exist here. So this was like a weird discussion I had with my mom, where she's like, the baby is cold, and I explained this already, but I'm like, probably not, because air conditioning is not what it is in the U.S., where we are all cold indoors in the winter, except for like the chosen few who are just weird air conditioning psychopaths. I like my mother. I haven't lived with her in a long time, and thank God, because I would not want to live with her in the summer, because her air is blasting. But whatever. Okay, well, so that's everything that I have. So being a mom is supposed to be hard. Maybe it will get harder, but so far we have been at home alone together for like, as in, I can't like buzz the nurses every time the baby will not latch for breastfeeding. And it's been like, when did I come here? Like 4? Whatever, like 19 hours. We're surviving. So far, it's chill. But I've been home. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go for a walk, because it is hot. But then, they recommend that you shouldn't leave the house with the baby prior to a week. So I still have a few days, but I feel like if you go for like a quick walk, it should be fine. So maybe I'll put her in like the baby carrier and just like go outside. Oh, that sounds so cute. yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, well, that's everything. Hopefully it's interesting, and hopefully I can get through my other videos before she wakes up crying. Okay, until next time, bye.